Yo, what's going on guys, it's Mikey Blends bringing you back another haircut tutorial. This time we'll be doing a burst fade with the double V in the back, and we'll have your clients going from this to this. And watch this clip right now.
Okay.
Just hit him with the. I'm just trying to chill.
As you just saw from that clip, your client is going to be feeling himself after you do this tutorial on them. Anyways, the first guideline, we're going to be setting it in around the ear. As you set in this guideline, make sure you use the corner of your trimmers and do not apply pressure to them because you could nick them from using the corners of your trimmers. After setting in that guideline, now it's time to clean up everything that is underneath it. Make sure you go over the cheek as well because clients always tend to have hairs there. Also make sure when you clean around the ear area to be extremely careful because you could nick the client. As we set in that guideline and we're cleaning up, make sure the blade is always sitting flat on the client's skin. Make sure to pull that ear down so you do not nick it, and go behind the ear and start cleaning it up. Now that we cleaned it all up, right here I'm demonstrating to you guys that I kept it in a circular way right here behind the ear. And now it would be time to go in with our balding shavers. Going in with our foil shavers, we won't be applying a lot of pressure, we'll just let the machine do the work. And right here we will be setting in a guideline that is a finger width. Stay consistent with your guidelines and make sure the guideline is consistent all the way around the ear. Make sure to pull that ear down so you could get behind it and set in your guideline. A neat trick that I do behind the ear, since there's not a lot of space, I like using the corner of my foil shavers to set in that guideline. Don't forget to clean up that cheek area where all the baby hairs are at. Now after setting in that bald line, now it's time to blend it out. The way I blend it out is by tapping using the corners of my foil shavers. Here you can see me that I am tapping and using the corner of my foil shavers, especially behind the ear area since there's not a lot of room to work with. If you find yourself having a hard time removing that guideline, don't be afraid to tap it or flick it out. Now after removing that guideline, it is time to use our number 4 guard closed to debulk the area. Debulking the area where you work with makes it easier for us to see where our guidelines are being set in. So as you debulk, you do not want to set in a guideline, you just want to flick out and blend everything together. Using the C-cup motion and flicking out will help you not set in that harsh guideline. Also scooping, as how I did right here, scooping it out and just going straight up makes sure that you don't set in that guideline we don't want. So just take your time and be patient with this step and get it all cleared out. After finishing up the debulking process, now it's time to use our no guard lever open. We're going to be following the same guideline, which is rounded in the back, so we're going to keep following that and setting in the guideline finger width. We're going all around. Again, stay consistent all around to make sure everything comes out nice and even. Make sure you're always flicking out, and with the brush always comb down the hair to make sure everything is getting cut nice and even. When you get behind the ear, make sure you use the corner of your clipper since it is nice and tight behind the ear. As you can see behind the ear, it does get tight, so I use the corner of my clippers to make sure that I set in my guideline nice and even. Make sure to always move the client's ear out the way so you don't nick it or cut it. After setting in that guideline, now it's time to close the lever up. We will be removing this guideline right here underneath it. We are not going all the way to the top, we will be going halfway to remove that guideline. This will not blend everything in together. As you can see, we are just removing that harsh guideline we set in with our trimmers. When you get behind the ear, this can be a little bit tricky, so make sure you take your time and get that guideline out. Now with our lever halfways, we'll be blending in everything together now. Using the corner of your clippers is always essential. As you can see right here, I'm only using the corners to blend in everything together. Especially as you get behind the ear area, using the corner is essential. Make sure to always play with the lever if you find yourself not being able to blend out a certain area of the guideline. After finally getting rid of our first guideline, now it's time to set in the second one using our number 1 guard with the lever fully open. Following the same round shape that we had set in with our number 1 guard, we're going to be going all around. As you set in this guideline, make sure to also stay consistent as you get behind the ear. Make sure to always pull down that ear so you could be able to set in your guideline more comfortable. Now after setting in our number 1 guard, now it's time to use our half guard with the lever halfways. With this guard, we're going to be flicking out using the corners of our clippers to make sure we blend in that number 1 guard. As you can tell, I am flicking out and not placing in another guideline. Using the corners of your clippers is a key factor in the blending process. Now after blending in the number 1 guard, now it's time to use our 1.5 guard with the lever fully open, setting in yet another guideline. Make sure you comb the hair down to get a nice even guideline set all around. With the hair being combed down, it ensures that you set in a nice even guideline. Now in that same guideline, we'll be closing up the lever using our 1.5 guard again, and we're going to be softening up that guideline we just set in. Softening up that guideline we just set in makes it easier for us to blend out this guideline. Using our number 1 guard with the lever halfway open, we're going to be blending out that 1.5 guard we set in. Using the corner of the clippers, we're going to be blending in that guideline. After we blend it all together, now using our number 3 guard with the lever closed, we're going to get rid of all this bulk area and set in our final guideline. As you can see with the number 3 guard, I am flicking out all the way and blending in everything together. Here you see me holding up that lengthy hair on top and going in with the number 3 guard, flicking everything out. Now to blend in number 3 guard with the rest of the fade, we're going to be using our number 2 guard with the lever fully open. With the number 2 guard, we're also going to start flicking out to make sure we just blend everything in together and not create another harsh skyline. Just look at this fade coming in together. After we finish setting it in, now it's time to do the lineup in the back. We're going to be doing a V shape for the burst fade. We're going to be using our trimmers here to set in this V nice and perfect. The way I start my V's is from starting from the middle and take it to one ear and then repeat it on the other side. As you set in your V, make sure you set it wide and not too close. Be patient with this step since it does take time and precision. After you set it in, make sure you go in with your trimmers and clean up underneath it. After you've done that, we'll repeat that on the same side, and now it's time to do the top layer. What I like doing is keeping it like a finger width and setting in my next line. Take your time setting in this next skyline because you only get one shot at this. After finishing it up, now we will be going in with our foil shaver to bald out all the excess hair that is underneath it. After removing all the excess hair, now it's time to straight razor up that lineup. What this does, it makes that line pop up even more than what it is already. As you come in with the straight razor, make sure you're always stretching out that skin to make it easier for you to set in that line and clean it up. After we're done doing the V in the back, now it's time to do that lineup. What I like doing is starting from the middle and taking it to one side, and then after doing that side, I like taking it to the other. After we finish lining them up, this is my favorite process. Using our Borderline pomade with this shine finish, we're gonna get him in. Just rub some in your hands and then start applying and let's style his hair. Applying the product in here, we just comb back the hair to get him in. Just look how nice my boy is looking. He was feeling himself as you saw at the beginning in the video. Styling the hair is like putting the cherry on top of the milkshake, you know. Gets him in, makes the haircut look 10 times better. Just look at him. Here are the after results. If you made it this far to the video, I highly appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for motivating me and giving me those views, you know. That gets me motivated to create more content. Just look at my guy feeling himself. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. This has been Mikey Blends, and I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. See you guys in the next one. Peace.